learners.
O murag maikog na ta aning Ma'am Shirley ka outstanding na no. So
Bitaw
kinala
na.
mo trabaho na gid tarong at
So wala kang gatrabaho tanong.
gatrabaho
Ah,
ta ato
naman.
pa yung dugangan
Bitaw
magpugi no.
Anyway, we're doing this an extra mile man gyud no kay aside sa ato ang load sa ato ang teaching kaubang Marlon, it's first love man gyud nato ningon ani, 'di ba? And then
Ato alang pong ginasunod ang unsa may mando sa atong kataas-taasan sa Department of Education. So dili man ingon nga wala tay mahimo kun dili mao ni ang gitasa ato og nalipay kita pod sa ato ang pagpanarbaho
And
sa
we're
ingon
doing-
ani nga
yes
way.
po, and we're doing this with a heart. Yan, para sa ating mga learners. Dahil kayo po ang isa sa mga rason kung bakit ho nandito kami ngayon.
Correct.
Para serbisuhan ho kayo ng totoo. Serbisuhan mo og tinud-anay tungod kay para gini sa ato ang tanan. No? Makatabang o makadungag yun sa atong mga kahibalo. Alright.
Without further ado.
Yes.
Sige.
Oo, sa atong mga grade 5 and grade 6 learners, no? Para ni sa inyo ha, English review nato inyong module. Check nato. All right. Ready na ba? Andam na ba ang atong mga grade 5 learners?
Andam na. Here we
Alright.
go.
Radyo ESKWELA.
Hi, grade 5 pupils! How are you today? Welcome to another episode of Radyo ESKWELA. Today, we will learn about compound and complex sentences. Kids, do you still remember what are the dependent and independent clauses? Let us have a pre-assessment. Kindly open your modules on page 2. Let us read sentence and identify the dependent and independent clause. Are you ready? Let's begin. Number 1. I do some exercise in the house even though I am in isolation. The independent clause is I do some exercise in the house. The dependent clause is even though I am in isolation. Number 2. Because I want to learn, I will watch the clips of how to survive the pandemic. The independent clause is I will watch the clips of how to survive the pandemic. The dependent clause is because I want to learn. Number 3. After watching video clips, we went out to buy fruits and supplementary vitamins. The independent clause is we went out to buy fruits and supplementary vitamins. The dependent clause is after watching video clips. Number 4. I still help the team to monitor the data of patients although I stay at home. The independent clause is I still help the team monitor the data of patients. The dependent clause is although I stay at home. Number 5. He cannot do his regular activities since he was advised to isolate himself. The independent clause is he cannot do his regular activities. The dependent clause is since he was advised to isolate himself. Number 6. While in the clinic, we will always maintain social distancing. The independent clause is we always maintain social distancing. The dependent clause is while in the clinic. 7. Even though the frontliners are tired, they give their best effort. The independent clause is they give their best effort. The dependent clause is even though the frontliners are tired. Number 8. While waiting for the laboratory result, she was so upset. The independent clause is she was so upset. The dependent clause is while waiting for the laboratory result. Number 9. Before the community quarantine, I can go to the farm regularly. The independent clause is I can go to the farm regularly. The dependent clause is before the community quarantine. Number 10. To lessen the spread of the virus, the government imposed physical distancing protocols. The independent clause is, the government imposed physical distancing protocols. The dependent clause is, to lessen the spread of the virus. That was great, kids! You are now ready to discover more. In the previous module, you have learned how to infer unfamiliar words using different strategies. These new and unfamiliar words can be defined using context clues, compound words, synonyms, antonyms, and using word parts in the blended and clipped words. I know you have already mastered your previous lesson. Let us now proceed. When it comes to sentence constructions, compound and complex sentences are typically long and complicated. This is because they combine two different types of sentences into one long sentence. Before you start writing compound and complex sentences, you will need to understand what a complete sentence is. There are two main parts of a complete sentence. The first part is the subject, which is either a noun or a pronoun. It answers the question, who or what. The second part is the predicate, which is usually a verb, explains what the subject is doing. When a sentence has one subject and one verb, it is called a clause. A clause is any portion of a sentence that includes a subject and a verb, but it doesn't always necessarily describe a complete sentence. However, simple sentence is made of one clause, which can stand alone as a complete sentence. Simple sentence is called independent clause. For example, we salute all frontliners. Number 2, the act of kindness inspires others. Number 3, they prepare home-cooked meals. 4, quarantine pass allows one person to buy necessities. Each of the sentences above has a subject and a verb. It stands by itself as a complete idea. It is alone and can survive on its own. This is an independent clause or a complete simple sentence. So, what happens when we want to compose longer sentences? Independent clauses can link up with other independent clauses to become compound sentences. Compound sentences are formed by combining two independent clauses. But how are we going to connect it together? When independent clauses are joined, they need a coordinating conjunction between them. Coordinating conjunctions include the following words: for, and, nor, but, or, yet, so. There are 7 and you can remember them using the acronym FANBOYS. Everybody say FANBOYS. For, and, nor, but, or, yet, and so. Here are some examples of compound sentences. Number 1, the frontliners work round the clock, so we offer them home-cooked meals. The two independent clauses are: the frontliners work round the clock, and we offer them home-cooked meals. The coordinating conjunction is so. When you write a compound sentence, you need to use a comma before the coordinating conjunction to punctuate your sentence correctly. Now, you know how to make compound sentences with two clauses. But, just to make things even more complicated, there are two different kinds of clauses. You can make an independent clause into a dependent clause with just a word or two. If you remember that independent clauses are called independent because they like to be alone, what do you think dependent clauses like to do? It needs to be attached to another clause. These are not complete sentences, but they do contain a noun and a verb. For example, if we are to combat the pandemic, if we are to keep our community safe, if you are done with the home quarantine, when the country is struck by calamities and disasters. Does any of the sentence we read make sense? Can it exist by itself? How are you looking for more information? Each of the sentences we read cannot stand alone. You need more information to complete the thought. When a dependent clause is joined to an independent clause, it forms a complex sentence. A complex sentence needs subordinating conjunctions such as because, since, so that, if, unless, whether, than, although, even though, after, until, whenever, where, wherever, or a relative pronoun such as that, who, or which. The dependent clause can come either at the beginning or the end of the sentence. For example, strict protocols will be imposed if the public fails to observe physical distancing and health standards. The dependent clause is strict protocols will be imposed. The dependent clause is if the public fails to observe physical distancing and health standards. Number 2. Even if quarantine measures have been relaxed, health protocols advise the public not to be complacent about it. The independent clause is health officials advise the public not to be complacent about it. The dependent clause is even if quarantine measures have been relaxed. That is wonderful! You now understand compound and complex sentences. Just remember, when you place the dependent clause at the beginning of the sentence, you need to put a comma after it. When the dependent clause is at the end of the sentence, no comma is required. Grade 5 pupils, you are now ready for an activity. Kindly open your modules on page 9. Let us answer activity 2 together. Let us identify the independent clause and dependent, subordinate clause in each sentence. Are you ready? Let's get started. Number 1. After the 14-day quarantine, he was issued a certificate of completion. The independent clause is, he was issued a certificate of completion. The dependent clause is, after the 14-day quarantine. Number 2. Unless she reports it, she will be the missing link in the contact tracing. The independent clause is, she will be the missing link in the contact tracing. The dependent clause is, unless she reports it. Number 3. Even though they finish the quarantine, they will still have to follow the health restrictions. The independent clause is, they will still have to follow the health restrictions. The dependent clause is, even though they finished the quarantine. Number 4. We went to the health office since laboratory tests were required. The independent clause is, we went to the health office. The dependent clause is, since laboratory tests were required. Number 5. Whenever you are ready, you need to let me know. The independent clause is, you need to let me know. The dependent clause is, whenever you are ready. 6. Wherever you are, I will find you. The independent clause is, I will find you. The dependent clause is, wherever you are. Number 7. Before the enhanced community quarantine, my mother bought basic food and medical supplies. The independent clause is, my mother bought basic food and medical supplies. The dependent clause is, before the enhanced community quarantine. Number 8. If my sister fails, I will be the one to blame. The independent clause is, I will be the one to blame. The dependent clause is, if my sister fails. 9. Because of the pandemic, children and senior citizens are restricted to go out of their homes. The independent clause is, children and senior citizens are restricted to go out of their homes. The dependent clause is, because of the pandemic. Number 10. As one of the frontliners during this pandemic, doctors and nurses risk themselves just to provide health care services. The independent clause is, doctors and nurses risk themselves just to provide health care services. The dependent clause is, as one of the frontliners during this pandemic. Wow, that was an amazing job, kids! To hone our understanding about compound sentences, let us all answer Activity 3 on page 10 of your modules. Let's get started. Let us compose a compound sentence by combining the two simple sentences found in your module using the connecting words for, and, nor, but, or, yet, and so. Number 1. You feel supported by being listened to. So, talking can be a way to cope with your problem. The connecting word we used is so. Regular exercise not only boosts one's self-esteem, but it can also help one to concentrate, sleep, and feel better. The connecting word we use is but. Number 3. A change of place and pace is good for your mental health. Or, it could be a 5-minute pause from your routine work also. The connecting word we used is or. Number 4. Taking care of yourself physically can improve your mental health, and practicing good coping skills reduce mental health problems. The connecting word we used is and. Number 5. People with strong family and social connections are generally healthier, yet those who lack a support network are often stressed. The connecting word we use is yet. Great job, kids, in constructing those compound sentences. This time, we are going to compose complex sentences. Kindly open your modules on page 10. Let us combine the dependent clause and independent clause found in your module to create a complex sentence. Are you ready? Let's begin. Number 1. Because taking care of oneself is important during pandemic, fuel your body by eating a healthy and well-balanced diet. Number 2. While donating basic food supplies and money to local organizations can help, you can look for other ways to help your community, like blood donating. Number 3. Since there is an infectious disease outbreak, there are many things we can do to support our well-being. Number 4. Although you are staying at home, you can still reach out and share help to others. Number 5. Try not to have a coffee or alcohol before bedtime because too much alcohol and caffeine can affect how well you sleep. Good job! Kids, always remember, there are two types of clauses in a sentence: independent clause and dependent clause. Independent clause or simple sentence can stand alone as a complete sentence. It has a subject and a verb, and it stands by itself as a complete idea. The other kind of clause is a dependent clause. These are not complete sentences, but they do contain a noun and a verb. It cannot stand alone. It needs more information to complete the thought. If two independent clauses are combined, it forms compound sentences. When these clauses are joined, they need a coordinating conjunction between them. Coordinating conjunctions include the following words: for, and, nor, but, or, yet, and so. There are 7, and you can remember them using the acronym FANBOYS. When a dependent clause is joined to an independent clause, it forms a complex sentence. It needs subordinating conjunctions such as because, so that, since, although, and many more. You are doing an amazing job, grade 5 pupils. Surely, you can answer all activities in this module. You truly understand compound and complex sentences. At this point, let us now have your assessment. Kindly open your modules on page 15. I will read each sentence and you are going to identify what kind of sentence are the following. Choose the letter of the correct answer and write it on a separate sheet of paper. Are you ready? Let's begin. Number 1. A healthy diet is vital for the development of every child. A clause, B complex sentence, C compound sentence, D simple sentence. 2. Since children need a balanced diet to grow, they need a variety of nutritious food every day. A clause, B complex sentence, C compound sentence, D simple sentence. Number 3. You eat healthy snacks daily and serve it in appropriate portions. A clause, B complex sentence, C compound sentence, D simple sentence. 4. If your child eats a healthy diet, 1 sweet a day is fine. A clause, B complex sentence, C compound sentence, D simple sentence. Number 5. Because sugary snacks and drinks are unhealthy, control your sugar intake to stay healthy. A clause, B complex sentence, C compound sentence, D simple sentence. Number 6. Fruits should be a major part of one's diet because it will provide lots of vitamins to stay strong and healthy. A clause, B complex sentence, C compound sentence, letter D simple sentence. 7. The recommended amount of fruit may differ by age, but you should eat 1 or 2 cups of fruits a day. A clause, B complex sentence, C compound sentence, and letter D simple sentence. Number 8. You should try to eat healthy, but you should also enjoy your food and meal time. Letter A clause, B complex sentence, C compound sentence, D simple sentence. Number 9. Sleep is as important as healthy diet and exercise. So, get plenty of sleep. A clause, B complex sentence, C compound sentence, and letter D simple sentence. Last number, number 10. While it is important to be physically active, it is also important to give yourself a time to relax and take things easy. A clause, B complex sentence, C compound sentence, and letter D simple sentence.
Like a small boat on the ocean, sending big waves into motion. Like how a single word can make a heart open. I might only have one match.
Wow! Congratulations, kids! I know you have learned a lot already. Make sure to answer all the activities in your module and always remember, stay positive. This has been your radio teacher for today. My name is Crizaldian Sampani Binyes. Keep safe until next time.
Still got a lot of fire left in me.
Radyo ESKWELA.
Inihahatid sa inyo ng With Love John Foundation Incorporated sa ilalim ng pamumuno ni Dr. Bernie Miguel sa pakikipagtulungan ng Department of Education, Kidapawan City Division, Provincial Government of Cotabato at ng Notre Dame Broadcasting Corporation. Ang Radyo ESKWELA. Sa kinakaharap na krisis ng ating bansa, ang pag-aaral at pagtututo ay di dapat mahinto. Edukasyon ating isulong. Ito ang DepEd Radyo ESKWELA. Radyo ESKWELA, Lunes hanggang Biyernes. Ganap na alas 10 hanggang alas 11 ng umaga at alas 3 hanggang alas 4 ng hapon. Radyo ESKWELA sa DXND, Radyo Bida.
Radyo ESKWELA.
Alright, kisa ito nag-ubo. 33 minutes or 34 minutes after 10 o'clock.
All right, congratulations sa ato ang English team headed by Ma'am Shirley Dua. And of course, congratulate nato si Ma'am Shirley.
Sige, sa ikaduhang higayon, no?
Okay.
Congratulations to Ma'am Shirley Dua, ang amo ang RBI coordinator for winning the most outstanding district supervisor sa Kidapawan City Division.
Yes.
And she will represent the Kidapawan City Division to the regional outstanding
Wow.
for district supervisor
Supervisors.
competition.
Yes, congratulations Ma'am Shirley.
Murag yung Miss Universe ba, no? Kaya nadaog siya din ni. So, laban na to siya dito sa regional.
Yes.
So, mauna siya. Congratulations.
Okay, so congratulations po sa ato ang mga learners, sa mga grade 5 learners, no? I'm sure inyohan na gyud nang naansaran ang mga items diha sa inyong module nga wala pa gyud naansaran kay syempre basig dili pud klaro para sa inyo ha.
And review lang usa ta karon no, and then replay sa ato mga RBI huwat-huwat lang ta.
Yes.
Kay hapit naman gyud mo abot ang ato ang
Yes.
mga modules sa week 6, 7
7,
ug
and
8 no.
8.
Karong Saturday na atong gina-expect apan dili man dayon na madali nga ma-distribute kay i-sort out pa man na.
Correct.
Perting daghana baya na tibuok
Yes.
Kidapawan City Division.
Basta kay keep in touch lang ta sa atong mga advisors. Kay atong mga advisors, abtik pud na sila mo pahibalo sa inyo ha no, mga ginikanan nga ready na ang module nga i-distribute sa inyo ha.
So and for sure maabtan yun ni og December ang ato ang distribution huwat-huwat lang ta. So by December duna na tay bag-o nga mga material nga
modules.
i-play nato pod sa radio-based
Correct.
instruction.
So sa ato ang mga script writers, mga radio host and radio teachers nako, ready pag ready
pag-andam
na
na
mo.
mo.
Andam na.
Okay,
Okay?
sige adto ta sa English grade 6.
All right, kay ato ang pangutana sa ato ang grade 6 learners, andam na ba mo?
Andam na and here we go.
Radyo Eskwela.
Hello, grade 6 pupils. How are you today? Welcome to another episode of Radyo ESKWELA. Today, we are going to discuss the reliable and non-reliable sources of information. Also, be ready as we try to evaluate the sources of information through series of examples and activities. Are you ready? Let's get started with a new lesson. Kids, before we will start, let us first know your prior knowledge about our lesson. We are going to identify which among the examples will fall under reliable and non-reliable sources of information. Are you ready?
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Good morning. Good morning. Hello and how are you? Hello and how are you?
Let's go! Number 1. Encyclopedia. Is it a reliable or non-reliable source of information? Reliable. Very good. An encyclopedia is a reliable source of information. Number 2. Gossip. Non-reliable. Very good. A gossip is a non-reliable source of information. Number 3. Blog. Non-reliable. Very good. A blog is a non-reliable source of information. Number 4. Newspaper. Reliable. Very good. A newspaper is a reliable source of information. Number 5. Facebook post. Non-reliable. Very good. A Facebook post is a non-reliable source of information. Number 6. Dictionary. Reliable. Very good. A dictionary is a reliable source of information. Number 7. Radio. Reliable. Very good. A radio is a reliable source of information. Number 8. Text message. Non-reliable. Very good. A text message is a non-reliable source of information. Number 9. Research article. Reliable. Very good. A research article is a reliable source of information. Number 10. Fiction story. Non-reliable. Very good. A fiction story is a non-reliable source of information.
Reach for the stars. Reach for the stars. Believe in your heart. Believe in your heart. You can go far. You can go far. Today's a new start. Today's a new start. I'll help you. I'll help you. You help me. You help me. Together let's work and play. And say, I'm gonna make this an awesome day. I'm gonna make this an awesome day.
During our previous lesson, we discussed about types and sources of information. Do you know that not all sources of information are reliable? Let's see how far do you know about reliable and non-reliable sources of information by doing an activity. Kindly open your modules on page 8. As you can see, written inside the box are several sources of information, such as Wikipedia, Atlas, advisory, blog, researches, opinion, comics, biography, myth, and Wattpad. You are going to box the reliable sources of information and cross out the non-reliable ones. Are you ready? You may now begin.
A wise old owl sat in an oak. The more he heard, the less he spoke. The less he spoke, the more he heard. Why aren't we all like that wise old bird? A wise old owl sat in an oak. The more he heard, the less he spoke. The less he spoke, the more he heard. Why aren't we all like that wise old bird?
Here are the reliable sources of information. Number 1, Atlas. Number 2, researches. Number 3, advisory. Number 4, biography.
A wise old owl sat in an oak. The more he heard, the less he spoke. The less he spoke, the more he heard. Why aren't we all like that wise old bird? A wise old owl sat in an oak. The more he heard, the less he spoke. The less he spoke, the more he heard. Why aren't we all like that wise old bird?
Here are the non-reliable sources of information. Number 1, Wikipedia. Number 2, blog. Number 3, opinion. Number 4, comics. Number 5, myth. And number 6, Wattpad. Great job, kids! Indeed, not all sources of information are reliable. We must be very careful and objective when reading information, especially online, since fake news are spreading everywhere.
Hello, hello. Can you clap your hands? Hello, hello. Can you stamp your feet?
This time, kindly open your modules on page 9. Presented in your module are 2 sources of information. The one on the left is the official statement of the Department of Education regarding the opening of classes during the new normal. The other one is a news article from an unknown blog spot. The official statement is well written. It does not use any informal words, and the sentences are grammatically correct. It offers precise and detailed information about the topic it is presenting. The news article on the right, however, is misleading. The headline talks about the use of DepEd Commons and TESDA online courses, but the content talks about another topic, which is the use of social media in the Philippines. The sentences are not well written, and some are grammatically incorrect. Based on the materials presented, which do you think gives credible information? And why do you think so? Write your answer in a separate sheet of paper. If we are going to think critically, we can easily say that between the 2 sources, the official statement gives the credible information. Kids, always remember, not all written sources are reliable, no matter how sound their arguments may appear to be. To evaluate the reliability, you must consider several issues such as accuracy, authority, currency, and coverage. A reliable source of information is one that provides a thorough, well-reasoned theory, argument, and discussion based on strong evidence. On the other hand, non-reliable source of information doesn't always contain a true, accurate, and up-to-date information. Remember, as a reader, You must be careful about what you consult as a reliable source of information. That a source is in print or posted on the web does not automatically make it trustworthy. Be sure to screen what you find to make sure that it is reliable. You are doing great, grade 6 pupils. Let us see what you have learned so far. Kindly open your modules on page 10. Read the two news articles about the COVID-19. One from the official website of the Philippine Daily Inquirer, and the other is from a blog spot. Determine which of the two is the reliable source of information. If your answer is the news article from the Inquirer.net, then you are correct. You're almost there, kids. I know you have already learned a lot. Now, kindly open your modules on page 11 and let us answer, what can I do? Hazel's friend wanted to find out recent information about the updates on COVID-19. If you were to help her, what should be the possible sources of information would you suggest to her? Why? If I were to help Hazel's friend, I would suggest that she will get information from reliable sources such as the newspapers, the official website of the World Health Organization, the news on the radio every day, the news channels on the television, and many more. Very good, grade 6 pupils. You are now ready for your assessment. On a separate sheet of paper, write R if the source is reliable, and NR if it is non-reliable. Are you ready? Let's get started. Number 1. Fiction story. Number 2. Text message. Number 3. Radio. Number 4. Dictionary. Number 5. Newspaper. Number 6. Facebook post. Number 7. Blog. Number 8. Gossip. Number 9. Research article. Number 10. Encyclopedia. Congratulations, kids! I know you have learned a lot already. Make sure to answer all the activities in your module. And always remember, stay positive. Before I would bid goodbye, I would like to extend my gratitude to our scriptwriter, Mr. Ferdinand Pailano Jr. Thank you so much, sir. This has been your radio teacher for today, Sir Marlon Bulasa. Keep safe until next time.
Radyo Eskwela.
Stay positive.
Stay positive.
Yes, ang meaning nun, stay positive is very kanang cross out all the negativities.
Of
Hindi yung stay
course.
positive sa COVID So baka yun ang iisipin nila.
Yes,
But,
sa panahon ngayon, it's good to be positive every day. Kaya
Kasi
para
parang-
makaiwas tayo sa stress.
mas may nag-i-explain po na to kaubang Gladys, no? Kay kanang naman ko'y negative connotation kung may yung tag-positive karon no? Kay mo na ang uso karon, positive
Positive
siya.
lang, parang di lang na nakahabol.
Correct.
Ano naman, positive lang kahit
Positive
flat
lang.
ang motor.
Yes,
Ang ligid di
Ano
ay.
sige man nagka-flat.
Ambot lang side.
Dagko kayong mga manakayan.
So, Judaica, anyway, congratulations to our grade 5 and grade 6 learners. Tapos na po ang review natin para sa English na subject.
Grade 5 and
six.
grade 6.
Okay, so super galing din ng ating radio teacher, Sir Marlon Bolasa.
galing
Oh,
naman
hindi mo na,
talaga.
hindi mo kasi narinig yung unang ano.
Super galing din
Super
yung
galing
ating
din yun.
teacher
Isa.
sa English
Bakit
grade 5.
magagaling kayo?
Paano di ba na how to be you mga ano,
How to be you
atik
po.
lang mo diya. Kana mga nagaingon how to be you. Sure jud mo. Ha.
Where's my phone?
Basta kay congratulations
Sure
sa tanan, no? Sa Team English.
Yes.
Yes.
So mo to kung ginaingon, mo ko tong ginaingon kaubang Crizel na agwanta lang usa tagkadong replay sa material because by Saturday expected nga moabot ang module sa 6, 7 ug 8 nga
Oo nga,
week.
pero yung problema kasi kung nasa kamay na ba ng ating mga estudyante.
Kuan pa daw 1 week pa daw na nga mag-sort out bago ihatag na pod. So mga December na gid ta maka-produce og mga bag-o nga
Material.
Materials.
Pero stay put lang, no?
Sige, stay positive.
Okay?
Ano, okay
Sige.
na naman tayo dyan.
Atong ipang-greet ang atong mga naglantaw karon.
Asa ko?
Wow! Okay, happy listening, happy watching po sa ating mga watchers diri sa atong Facebook
Okay,
Live.
Murag na lang sa
election,
ano ba?
eh, what's sir?
Kay Ma'am Flora Mi.
Flora Mi,
Flora
gina
Mi
siya.
gina siya, MIE.
Okay.
Okay, Flora Mi Liberato Becerra, Ma'am Jessifel Lugpit, Ma'am Lenzy Dayanan Descalsota, Ma'am Marjorie Gatchalian, good morning. Good morning pod kay Ma'am Jesusa de la Merced. Okay, daghan pa diha.
Wala na. Okay, Ma'am Gemma Buston, good morning. Ma'am Flo, ay, at tapos
Ocho na. Tarungan.
tapos na
Tarungan
pala
na.
yan. And good morning to Ma'am Henny, Ma'am, ayan, Samuel and Richel Desian, Sir Carlos Ganados, good morning po. Ma'am Evelyn Bacos, Ma'am H. Castillo, Ma'am Aiza Gamba Inong, Ma'am Eileen Valdomar. Ay,
Ay, ako ani.
kusuga na oy. And Ma'am Inday Alma from Caloocan Elementary School.
Sa pako na.
Oo, Upper Singaw Elementary School sa tanan nga mga nagpaminaw no sa ato ang ano ba Sibog Memorial Elementary School. Ano pa ba? Ma'am
Sa to.
Cristeline Labora Naraga and many more. And sa mga nakatutok po sa DX Radyo Bida 747 na Facebook page and also Dapat Tayo Kidapawan and also Happy FM Kidapawan na Facebook page.